Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Today we are having, we actually scheduled to do a heart to heart conversation with Lily Jackson. And I happened to set this up, and I only have one session of just doing live stream. So I'm just going to do a live stream today. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, Lily Jackson. I'm so glad that we are making this happen today. And we actually doing live now instead of a recording. If you would please take a few moments and say hello to everyone.
Hello to our viewers. Thank you so much for taking time to join us at this moment. We appreciate the time that you're taking to be here, and we will try to make it your worthwhile. And also to Sister Julie, I thank you so much for this invite. I've been seeing you on the webinars, and now I'm just glad that I have a chance to be here with you. So thank you, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much, sister, for your kind words. We're coming to the heart to heart conversation is to have a conversation that comes straight from our heart. And so, without further ado, let's go into our conversation today. Sister Lily, we are connected by Sister Gladys. She's putting us together. And today we are sitting here having a conversation. And I have not met you, I have not had a conversation with you until recently. And so, I would like to hear a little bit about you, and if you could take a moment of tell us who you are, where you are at, where you're from, and while I'm go and grab a picture that you shared with me before. So take your time and give me a moment. I just be with you. I'm just going to mute myself, but go ahead and take your time and tell us about who you are.
Okay, thank you, Sister Julie. So my name's again Lily Jackson. My Kenyan name middle is Mora. For those who come from Kenya, I'm originally from Kenya, a small, well, it's not so small, tribe called the Kisi. So I speak Kisi, Swahili, English, a little Spanish. And yes, Sister Julie, I did share a picture with you which takes us back just so people can see where I grew up, my humble beginnings that I am so proud of, Sister Julie. I was just talking with my brothers how just remembering back to those days. I was about 9 years old on that picture. That picture is taken behind, well, we were in front of a clay house. It's a mud house with the iron sheet for the roof. And that was actually our house. That house had 2 rooms, basically a living room and a bedroom. That's it. There was just one door. So we used to sleep in the living room. Mom would put something on the floor, a mattress, and then her and mom would be in the other room. So all the kids, we shared the front room, and those are some of the things I actually miss, Sister Julie. All kids on the floor in one room. Mom was a teacher, and that house there was actually a teacher's compound, and we lived in the school compound. So as you see in that picture, all those kids are teachers' kids. So we don't have shoes on. We are dressed the way we are dressed there. Oh, there you go, Sister Julie. So that is me right there with the green arrow. Oh, that is so beautiful. And next to me there, right next to me is my brother that follows me. And right in the middle, the 2 in the middle are my siblings. They are twins. Okay, my sister and my brother, the 2 in the middle. And then you have the far right in a red sweater, and far left, those are another teacher's kids. Actually, each one was from a separate teacher. So that is me. That was our house back there. You can see the firewood right there, Sister Julie, by the house. You see under the iron sheet right there. That is the firewood. So that was our job, to go collect firewood, bring it home for mom while she cooked for us. Now, when we lived here, my dad lived in the city, Sister Julie, because this was country. It was a country school, and my dad worked in the city because there were not enough jobs, and his job he couldn't do it in the country, and we had to be in the city, which is Nairobi. So he traveled maybe once a month to come see us, and then he went back. So this is where I grew up. This is where my values really, I can say, were shaped. About 9, you hear that from the time a child is born to around 7, 8 years, the values are already instilled in you. And my mom would tell us stories this age, my grandma would tell us stories, and just those stories had to teach us values. Until today, every time I share or I'm involved in something, I can always relate to a story or a value that my parents or grandparents taught me that have stayed with me. So I've seen storytelling as a wonderful way to learn. And Sister Julie, when I found out on your show that we just come and tell our story, and when I joined on Passive, I heard our CEO say, all we need you to do is tell your story. You're not going out there marketing and making a list of who to bring. Just go tell your story. So I am here, and I'm glad, Sister Julie, and I'm glad to share my story with you today. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sister, for coming on here, and you look really cute. The whole picture is so beautiful. Looking at that picture really take me back from in my childhood as well. Yes, I did have an experience living in Hub House, like that back. But you know what? Those time, and we had that conversation before, we still feel very rich in peace and joy. And this is actually what you've mentioned to me. Although we are experiencing that childhood time where difficulties arise, we've sometimes our parents are not with us, not dad or mom. However, we still can feel that richness of peace and joy. So if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, Sister Julie. So, you can see how finances actually can reshape society from the family all the way to the community. Really, the reason dad wasn't with us was because of finances. He had to leave, he had to go work. So, we were really raised mostly by mom, and we kind of saw dad as kind of like an administrative figure, I want to say, at least for those early years, until later when we grew up, and then he was posted to UK, and then that's when more like our family came together. But this time here, we lived there, mom raised us. The teachers, all of them were in agreement as far as discipline. Literally, Sister Julie, it was a community raising children. So I belong to my mom, but if the other children's parents found me doing something wrong, they could actually spank me. I mean, it was legal then, and they did it in love. Thank God we had wonderful teacher neighbors. So if you did something wrong, it wasn't just your mom, actually. And we grew up that way. So every adult was a role model, and we respected everybody as our parents. So we never even would call anyone so and so. We always refer to the teacher Mr., Miss, Uncle, or Auntie. You never found us calling anyone by their name. If they were older than you, if your mom catches you saying, "Oh, hi, Ben," "Hi, Alice," that was a no. It's Mr., Miss, or Auntie or Uncle. And my husband makes fun because sometimes we come with that when we move to the Western countries, and we are still Uncle so and so, Auntie Julie, Uncle so and so, and those are just the values. And it was respect that's how it was built in us. So we would go. We were very closely knit together, even though we did not have much, Sister Julie. We didn't really know that we lacked much. Now, what I remember is those years, I wanted to go to school so I could afford bread, to eat bread on a day that was not Christmas. We basically just had bread on Christmas, meat, chicken, all those were Christmas. So I was like, I'm going to go to school. So when I grow up, I'll be able to afford bread. And I tell you, Sister Julie, those little simple things, we didn't, whenever we didn't have something, I remember my mom would say, can you go borrow some salt? Go borrow some sugar, or ask for this and that. And it was vice versa. There's a time this teacher had and we didn't, or we had and they didn't. So I miss those days. That relationships are what really made us happy, Sister Julie. Like, we didn't have certain things, but we had joy, just simple things in life, like running in the field, knowing what it means, like not to have, but yet to have, because you're there for each other. That is just so precious to me, Sister Julie.
Absolutely. And now that you're talking, it really also bring me back to our childhood as well. You know, when your mom said, "Oh, go to the neighbor and ask to see if they have some salt," you know, like fish sauce or whatever, little flour. And then we just like run over there and said, "Oh, mom, need a teaspoon of of salt, you know. Do you have that?" Now, really taking us back to now, if we were to knock on our neighbor and said, "Do you have some salt?" It's kind of like a weird thing to do, right? You
Yes.
feel like there's a that judgment it was kind of weird like that we do that unless we really close with our neighbor where we can just open the neighbor's door and come back in and out, then that's okay. But that's what makes it so peace and so so beautiful back then. We were also innocent, right? We were also innocent and also look back too. Have you ever gone to your neighbor and kind of sit around and literally camp over there, right? Which you did when you go to the teachers hub and to live there. And those are the time that shape us who we are today. Of what we have today, we appreciate where we came from.
Yes, that is so true, Sister Julie. We joke about it sometimes with my brothers. You know, it's funny. We'll sit back and actually remember those days. And as I mentioned earlier, my dad, by the time I was in high school, my dad was posted to the UK by the Kenyan government. And we were in UK for a while there. He was there for about 12 years, Sister Julie. And I have to tell you now, we lived there for a little bit. And here, the way I came here is because my brothers came to visit from the UK. And they say, Lily, people in the USA are a little more friendly. We might actually be able to borrow salt here or sugar here. Nothing against Brother Red, is very friendly, but we hadn't known him by that time. Now that the people in UK are not friendly, Brother Red, you are friendly. And I found you on YouTube, and I still thank God for that. But it is something about the USA that people are more, I don't know how to put it. We lived in for the 12 years, I think we only got to know one neighbor, and everyone is so to themselves. They will wave, but you don't get that interaction. Now, USA, as I said, I think people are more open. I can go to the store and just talk to anybody, and I'm sure maybe even in the UK I could have, but I guess it's because I was younger, I guess. Now I'm older. I'm very talkative. I'm very outgoing, but somehow there's something here that people are just, it's a little more friendly. It's a little warmer, but it's just something that I miss, that going to your neighbor, sitting there, you can talk and talk. My husband is from he's American. And when my people come, Sister Julie, he's just like, okay, here we go. He's going to bed because he knows we're going to talk and talk and talk. And we have those values. We carry those with us. So relationships, humanity is a key. It's part of us. We just can't help it. Just, just socializing. And that's why I'm glad and really happy to have found on Passive, because now in that socializing we can all come together and make better societies. So I'm making more friends. I'm making that culture that I had from back home of just meeting people, going out of your way to say hello without fear. I can tell you, Sister Julie, I think I have overcome that. And since On Passive came, I don't know, it's like fuel. Now, everybody I see, I want to say hello. If I go to a restaurant to buy food, I'm talking to the waitress, or I'm talking to the cashier, and I'm trying to know them. I'm trying to get their name. So one day I can go back and tell them, remember when I was here, one of them gave me free chips, a free bag of chips, and I took her name, Sister Julie, and I'm going to make sure I go back when On Passive is here and just kind of get to share these things with them. And everywhere I go, I'm just doing that. So that social value that we brought from home, I'm carrying it, but I know there's something attached to it that will benefit all these people that I come and interact with. So I'm glad for that gift, the social gift.
Absolutely, sister. I love we sharing our childhood, but I like to go into your education, your career. How where are you coming from? Did you go to school in your country? Tell us about that journey, please.
So, Sister Julie, I grew up in that school that you saw. That was my early childhood in the picture, up to about fifth grade. Now, in sixth grade, my parents sent me to a boarding school. It was a Christian school, and the values also very strict. And so I graduated from there. And so by the time I was going to high school, that's when my dad was posted again in the UK, but the system there did not go, I didn't fit in. So basically, my age, if I'd gone into school right at that time when he was posted there, I would have to be sitting for like a major exam that I had not prepared for the British system. So what my parents did, they took the younger ones that I showed you in the middle, my brother and sister, the twins, and they took them with them. And me and my older brother that was next to me, we remained back in Africa. So most of our schooling was there. But twice a year, we flew from Nairobi to London for spring and Christmas. They gave us two options based on the affordability of the tickets. There were 3 holidays, but we chose spring and we chose Christmas because it's Christmas. So I graduated back in university. Now, I have to say, Sister Julie, when I was deciding to go to university, I was wanting to do nursing. Okay, you asked about the career. So I wanted to do nursing, but my dad said, well, Lily, I know you want to do nursing, but the business, I'll be able to help you better. And I know more acquaintances. Once you get your degree in business, it'll be easier for you to get a job and it's better paying. And yes, at that time, nursing back in my country did not pay that well. Business, yes, you could be an accountant, you could be anything. And so basically, Sister Julie, you'll see here that a lot of us, like my generation, our parents didn't really, they suggested. Now some parents may have just made the kids do what they wanted, but my dad, I thank God, he has conversation and he helps us to understand why he's wanting one thing for us over another. So we really didn't get to do what we wanted because you're trying to do what will give you more money, not really what's in your heart. And we see the intentions of our parents. And again, I have to throw in On Passive. That's why I love this, because now if money is not your motivation for what you're doing, Sister Julie, then you can get to do the nursing that you want to do. Because someone said, Lily, if everyone has money, who's going to work? This is the thing. It's not that we're not going to work. We're going to do what we love to do. Now, if I love telling stories, there's nothing you can do. There's no amount of money, Sister Julie, you can give me to stop from telling my story, because I love telling stories. That's my thing. And I finished my business administration. And then I came back here, and I told you my brothers were like, oh, people are friendlier here. So I came here and they said, well, it's easier here to go to school and pursue whatever you want. So that's how I ended up in the nursing field here. So I'm a nurse. And for most part, I work with geriatrics. I like working and helping the elderly. That's my area, always been my area in the nursing field, Sister Julie. I love my patients. They love me too. I shared a little bit with you that I did home health and I was able to go do one-on-one with patients, just do shots, whatever the doctor ordered, whatever they needed, I was doing it. But I can tell you, Sister Julie, 2020, COVID hit, 2019, close to 20, and just the whole mask with our daughter going to school, it was too much, Sister Julie. So we decided to make a step of faith and we moved to the country. And we've been in country living and I'm homeschooling. It's an online school, but we have to supervise. And I'm trying to spend as much time with our daughter before she goes to boarding school, which she wants to do like her mommy did. So
Oh, wow.
I'm getting that time with her, Sister Julie. So I'm a nurse, but for the last 4 years, I've been on break just for our daughter. And it's worth it. It's well worth it.
Wow, that is so amazing. I can't imagine how you are doing at home. So basically, it's an online school, but you supervising her going online. How has
Yeah.
it? Does she really enjoy it? Or how is it for her to adjust in term of socially with other friends? Because you know how kids go into school, they have other friends at school. How is she doing? Is she doing it on with by herself, or does she do that with a few friends of her?
So she does it online. They come on Zoom and the other students of course are there in the class. So yes, the social part, to be honest, it was a little bit of a challenge because we moved from Texas to Oklahoma and her cousins were always there. So here it's a little far. But the good thing also is, Sister Julie, we have a church and their church children who are actually like our pastor's church, the
Mm.
pastor's children, they're also here. So we do try to plan those meetings, interactions. They spend time almost all day on Saturday when we go to church, and they are able to just have that connection. We take them like today's Tuesday. She goes for piano classes, so they also come for piano classes. Sometimes she's playing for the church. So she's involved in those things with other children. But I will be honest, yes, one of the reasons she wants to go to boarding school, Sister Julie, because she has no siblings, is friends. She's very clear about that. I have to tell you, yes, it's been a challenge. Mommy, I need friends. Yes.
So how do you think that she will be able to adjust to that? At
Now
boarding
she
school coming from mom nest, now going to a school without mom there. I'm very sure because I can see the values in you. I can see you have already prepared her for the world, almost.
Yes, sis. I hope that I've done enough because, there's always that, like, have we done enough? You're never really, as a parent, and if you're
Right.
only child, Sister Julie, even if it's not, each child is special in their own way. You're never really sure if you've done enough until they go and you see how it comes out. But all we can do, we believe, is our part is to train a child in the way we want them to go. And we pray and hope that they will stay to those values. Now, so far, Sister Julie, I can tell you I'm very grateful to God that she has been a good child. Now, again, remember we moved during COVID. Okay, but before then, she was in an actual school. So this was just during COVID, but she'd been, and those friends are still in touch. So I take her to Texas when they have a birthday, when they have a function, even, school, they meet back at the school. Those who left, they come there and we take them there. So I am trying to do more activities besides the classroom where she can interact with other kids. So, and she's doing good so far. She's not as talkative as I am, but that's just my personality. She's more reserved. She's very helpful. You saw her helping me set up the Zoom, Sister Julie. I mean, when I'm stuck, I'm like, Lexi. And, she's always on standby when I have a meeting, Sister Julie, because she wants to make sure that if I call her name, that she comes to
Aw.
help. So I've been involving her, Sister Julie, with On Passive. And, On Passive is now a family thing for us. So whatever the children are able to do to contribute, even if it's to help us set webinars, I let her do it. You know, we have to start introducing them to this, training them. Sister Julie, bank accounts. I got her little account for children. Chase has a freedom account, to start introducing about money habits, how to spend money, denying yourself even if you have. So there are just some values that I'm already introducing in her, and I watch her account to make sure, you know, what are you spending on? Are you managing this? Are you paying your tithe? Are you doing this? So I asked her the other day, I say, when we get money from On Passive, what are you gonna do? Because I want to see those values. Is she thinking about other people? And Sister Julie, she said, Mommy, I'm gonna pay my tithe, and then I'm gonna see who needs a help after we build our house.
Oh, how sweet.
So she's listening in webinars and hearing what people are saying. She knows the names. When I said I'm going on Julie's show, she's like, "Really, mommy?" I won't tell you what she says on here, but I'll tell you after we get off. Because it was so beautiful, Sister Julia. I was like, oh my
Oh,
goodness. So it was amazing. But she was so happy that I'm coming to your show. She was so happy I went to Sister Gladys when I told her that was the first one I went to. And she's like, Mommy, really? And then it was Brother Red. And then you're the third one that has invited me. So it's amazing that my daughter can hear names and I say, you know this one? Yes, mommy. Yes. She knows all the names of the On Passive, the key leaders and founders that are helping. So it's really, we are all in this. We are all in. We are ready to share On Passive to the world and our children too. So yes,
yeah,
Sister Julie. Yeah, I know,
yes,
Sister Julie, you have, I think, children too. I know it's heart to heart. So I guess that means your heart to mine and mine to you. So I could
yes.
also ask you about yourself a little bit. It sounds like we have a similar background, Sister Julie, there.
Yes, I do have two daughters too myself. And I know one of my daughters is similar age as yours. That they're going through that teenage years together. And so yeah, it's good. It's great to have daughters.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
It
it's
is.
good.
Yes. Mhm.
So your screen right now, it's kind of in and out still, but I mean, like if I think because every time you move, it's kind of, you
Okay,
know,
I hear you.
yeah.
Okay.
And y- I wanted to go into on passive. Obviously, on passive is the central of our life, beside our children, beside you know, things that we do, God, our children. But on passive is also the center of our life as well. I like to find out, when did you know about on passive, and how did you starting to kind of understand what on passive is all about, and really falling in love with on passive and all the things that happen in on passive.
So, Sister Julie, on passive, to keep it short, a friend told me about it June 2022, just before, like 2 weeks before the foundership closed, Sister Julie.
Oh,
And
wow.
I wanna, let me take the blame. Like I didn't really understand the concept of it, and so I said no. You know, the way I had understood it, that it's a marketing platform. Now we'd been in another MLM that did not go well, Sister Julie, and I was the head of that team because they asked me to lead the team, and I was sad because people lost money. And Sister Julie, when you invite people, when you have believed that something will help them and they get disappointed, you almost want to look for money and refund them. You feel so bad, Sister Julie, because it's not just about you winning. It's the fact that you care about relationships. And now, like I said, I grew up with values where relationships are the most important thing to me. So when people hurt, you get hurt. So I did not want to bring anyone into anything that they're gonna get hurt again. So I said no, Sister Julie, and that friend called me the last night before it was closing. I was in bed. I saw the call, but I didn't pick it because I was like, oh no, it's that thing. It's that thing. So I was like, no. So I let it go. And I did call her the next day, tell her I was in bed, which is true, Sister Julie. I just didn't answer the phone call.
Yes.
Guess what happened, Sister Julie? They closed for foundership.
Foundership.
And yeah, I missed it. But look, grace, what you call a grace period, and literally grace, Sister Julie,
Yes.
September 28th, a friend, a pastor, Pastor Dan, he calls me
So
and he
let me
says,
pause you really quick.
uh-huh.
When you know that the foundership is and there's no way, you know, that you can get a founder position. What was you feeling like that? How I mean, do you feel like you miss out? Do you feel like, "Oh no, what did I do?" Or were you like, "Okay."
So, Sister Julie, because I thought it was another business that I have to go recruit,
Mhm.
and I did not understand it. So I was relieved that it closed because I didn't understand the value. I did not understand fully what it was, Sister Julie. So I was actually relieved that I missed out because, when you have not seen the value of something, you don't want it. You don't want it.
Right. Right.
But now, what happened is this, Sister Julie, I saw the value later. But what happened is when the pastor, he knows me, and what he did is this. He texted me. He said, Lily, I need your name, I need your email, and I need your phone number. And you don't really question a pastor, Sister Julie. So, and he's a friend pastor. So I sent him. I didn't ask why. And then he went in, he registered, and he said, Lily, I need you to go pay $97. Now, Sister Julie, this was the pending positions. Remember, they closed in June. But
Mhm.
now, Brother Ash had given, I guess, leaders who had the pending positions to keep getting people who were willing. So you see how I became a founder is from the pending positions. So when he said join and go pay $97 if you don't, and then join this webinar, okay, which was going to be the next day on 29th September 2022. I'll never forget. And
Mhm.
he said, if you don't like what you hear the CEO in that meeting saying, go take your $97, go and never look back. So Sister Julia went in, and in my head, I'm like, oh, I am going to pay because I don't want to break Pastor Dan's heart. And
Mhm.
soon as that webinar is over, I am going and I take back my $97.
Mm.
Sister Julie, I joined that meeting, and you and Susie, you know how the meetings used to start. It was 1:46 the next day, and I got in the meeting, and Sister Julie was like, Susie announced that it's already was 14,000 people. And I
Mhm.
was like, 14,000? Like, why is a meeting? I've never heard of a meeting with 14,000 people, sister. I've never been on any platform. So already I was curious, like, okay, this is interesting. And before 2 p.m., it was packed, 20,000, no one could get in. And I got in, and I was texting Pastor Dan, and he couldn't get in that day because he was late getting in. So I was in, and I was the one like, are you in? It's on. I was telling him like I'm the one who invited, because I was amazed that people were happy. Sister Julie, you were happy. Just you could feel the love. It's like a family. It's not like any business meeting I've ever attended. So from there, my attention was like, now I want to know who is this brother that got all these people together, and what does he have that they want to hear it. So now I wait anyway. Brother Ash did come, and he said, I'm your friend. And Sister Julie, what I heard, I was on that meeting for 4 hours, and he was talking, Sister Julie, about humanity, which is now, remember, my love is humanity, friendship, relationships, and then the helping. And he was saying how we are the last hope for humanity, to help people who had no chance to succeed in life. And then I just kept listening and listening. 4 hours. I didn't understand everything, but it was enough. What I saw was Julie, ethics, people with character, people who are happy and they care about humanity. And then when they said we are built with heart, and I'd already studied and seen, Sister Julie, that the reason we haven't been successful in most companies is because most companies, they don't have a heart. Basically, they put humanity and they put the planet, just humanity before profit. So when I saw this, that stood out to me like this. And you know, the way Brother Ash was talking, Sister Julie, he did cover some products, which obviously I was lost. But what I understood is that this product had value and they would be more affordable than what's on the market and they'd be way better. And I'm thinking that makes a lot of sense. And then just the fact that he was talking more about let's think on solutions for people, how we will help humanity, it brought to me that already these people, the finances somehow are covered. I didn't understand how. And now they're on a mission to help humanity. So that kept me. And Sister Julie, I never took my $97 back. I went on YouTube. I'm convinced because now I want to know, you know, who else is on YouTube. Well, you know, we all go to social media. What are they saying? And that's when I went there, Sister Julie. I found Brother Red on there, and he was saying there are more pending positions if you wanted more. And I'm thinking, well, my family, this is beneficial. So I reached out to Brother Dan and I said, there's a man here and he's talking about, you know, like he's one of us. Now I was feeling like I'm part of one person. He's one of us, and he's saying they are founding pending positions. And Brother Dan says, go right ahead. He's a trustworthy man, like he looks, and you can get those positions. And Sister Julia, I tell you, I wore Red out. I wore him out because I was getting my family email addresses, everything, sending to him. And I was trying to tell people who are about humanity because Sister Julia had only 30 days before they closed again. So I had 30 days to make people see that there is something good here. It's different. And I was able to get about 40 people, Sister Julie, in those days. And I'm so glad that they were able to see it and join as founding members. So those are the people I'll be working with. And of course, I explained to them that this is different. It's not, you know, the business we were in where you have ladies sitting on a car, men with cars flashing, all these things. No, this is humanity and a much better business model. They are all happy, Sister Julie. They're all waiting to go to work, and they already are actually going to work. They've already made a list, not of who to recruit, but the list of who to share our story with. Ash says, tell your story. So at least have a list of who you're going to tell your story. We can't just sit and do nothing. So that when On Passive comes, Sister Julie, if Ash said, put your mask on first, now if you know what that means, you have to define what putting your mask is. If it's paying off your debt, I mean, I'm ready to do that. I'm not even gonna go into that. But Sister Julia, have a plan so that when we go live and the apples are here, you go on and do what you have to do because there are other people waiting to be helped. And you know, Sister Julia, I have to throw this in real quick. On Passive Model has it where you can actually be putting your mask on while you're throwing a mask to another. Because what are you really doing? You don't have to build your house before. Are you gonna just take 3 months building your house when your neighbor's suffering? It's such a beautiful model that you can put your mask and also hand other people their mask to put on at the same time. It's that easy, Sister Julie. So we are all excited, and that's how I came to be a founder in On Passive. Pure grace, garden during a grace period, and I am so humbled by that. So I know that it's not by coincidence that this opportunity came to me a second time after I had said no. Amen. And it's nothing of my doing. So it found me, and I'm humbled by that. And so I'm gonna use it to bring some light to the world.
Absolutely. On Passive found a lot of us. And you know, and it takes us to knock on other people's doors and say, here's an opportunity for you to change your life completely. Right? But it's up to them, it's up to the people. You said no the very first time. He said, no, I'm good. You know, and even you feel relieved that it's over. But, you know, so bless Pastor Dan for share the little information with you. And also, I believe in September 2022, that meeting, yeah, it went really quick. 14,000 people jump in. I remember those meeting like it was yesterday. It was a moment that we all get together, share this wonderful opportunity with each other, how we take ourselves approach this opportunity, how we feel being so blessed and so valuable that we receive this incredible that opportunity that's never going to happen again. And immediately you took the action. What makes Unpassive so special, like I shared with you the day, it's Unpassive has the people, has that values where anybody can plug in, stay with it, and win, right? When
Yes.
you're talking about a business that has people that subscribe to the business, you put your money out from whatever that you need, pay for what you need. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to, right? That's the opportunity that is built for us to take that chance. We can make our own decision every single day, right? But make a decision where we get our life taken care of because of the generosity of Unpassive creating the products that works, that everyone needs, that everyone could be using. And from there, we can turn that opportunity into the business for ourselves as well. And so, what makes Unpassive is different is because of the values that Unpassive is offering to us.
Exactly, Sister Julie. Sister Julie, you mentioned values, and I'm going to tell you there's a night I was sleeping and I started thinking about what makes Unpassive different. And Sister Julie, it was values with S at the end and value without the S. And
Mhm.
those two things are actually what Unpassive is. Values, character, that you can trust a business, that they care about humanity. That is what a lot of businesses that we joined are missing is character, Sister Julie. It's not money. I mean, they have a lot of it because that's the goal. Most businesses, and I'm not saying all, I'm sure there are exceptions there, but how many people have told stories, Sister Julie, on your show on Brother Red, and the story is almost the same on over 90%. They were scammed. UK, they call it more like a Ponzi scheme. Here we call scammed. And it's the same story you hear over and over. And you start thinking, why are we all excited about Unpassive having come from the same background and the same experiences? And Sister Julie, one thing is Unpassive is built with heart. It puts humanity before money. That is what has been lacking in the other companies. And I can tell you, on this missing an opportunity like this, now talking about a missed opportunity, Sister Julie, you see, the first time I almost missed it. And I just want to tell everybody who's listening to me right now, get your information from the right source. It matters where you get information. The reason I am in Unpassive today is because I heard firsthand from the horse's mouth. I heard from Brother Ash. No one can explain a business or any project to you better than the founder of that project. And I found many founders on that meeting, and the original founder was on there. And Sister Julie, I think I mentioned to you, there's a game we play. It's called Whisper Down the Lane, or the Chinese Whisper,
Chinese.
the Whisper game. And somebody tells somebody a story. You sit in a circle and you tell your friend, Julie is beautiful. And then you whisper in their ear, the other whispers. So by the time it comes to the 10th person, somebody's saying, like, I'm drinking milk. It has nothing to do with what we're saying. So sometimes we hear about something and we go to the wrong sources to get the information about what this thing is. You end up getting people's opinions, and that is one of the reasons I really didn't join, Sister Julie. This was passed, the other passed to the other passed. So by the time it got to me, I was like, nope, I'm just saying, don't miss out like me. Don't. And that's why I say I'm humbled, because Sister Julie, you know that what I learned, because it tells you every experience teaches you something. What I learned from this is that when I go to people and there are people who have rejected what I'm saying, is because they've been hurt. So I don't get upset, especially about on passive, because I know it's coming. So I can tell you this, Sister Julie, it's not many people after I understood on passive that I've gone to and have said no. I mean, I'm sure someone's listening to me right now. I can't think of except maybe one or two. One person told me, Lily, you're beating on a dead horse for 2 years. You're beating on a dead horse for 2 years. And Sister Julie, I want you to listen. Later, when Brother Ash announced that On Passive was certified by Cisco, I sent it to that person and I told them we now have our own webinar. I want you to know that brother is on Passive right now. So don't be discouraged when people tell you you're beating on a dead horse. It doesn't matter, because we know what we have. We have seen it. Sister Julia shared with a friend before on their show. I'm a living witness that On Passive it's a done deal. I'm one of the blessed people who were able to withdraw to crypto. So I got paid, Sister Julie. And I just want to tell people, for me, it's not faith anymore. This is a reality to me. And you can just believe on this. And I want, there are some people from my team that I was heading that team before, Sister Julie. And because we kept the integrity of that group, I can go back to those people now. And because they saw the relationship that I had with them, they know that I cared more about their relationship before the money. And that's why I love On Passive. And now most of them are waiting to come join us because they have found something that is gonna help humanity, that is gonna help them, and they don't have to worry. So I tell you, Sister Julie, I believe in being ethical. I believe in good character, because that will keep people close to you. People can see through, like Brother Ash said one time, if you come and see for yourself, you're smart enough to decide if this is a scam, if they're after helping you or helping themselves. It's risk-free. I mean, when something is risk-free, what are you doing? You're just coming to check it out. We don't take your card. And Sister Julie, I shared with you, when you tell people it's a subscription, some people fear, like there's a company I signed up with for a health product, Sister Julie, where it's actually a beauty product. It's a subscription. And Sister Julie, you know what? When I went to cancel, there was no cancel button. I could not find it. But when I signed up, it was right there, bright green, subscribe. And now it's time to cancel. You cannot find it. I had to go Google, how do I get out of this thing? Then I got a number. I called them. They didn't answer. Then I had to keep calling and calling. So finally, Sister Julie, you know what I had to do? I ended up calling my bank and say, I need a new card. That's what companies do. That is not ethics. That is not who On Passive is. It's a one-time subscription. If you don't want to continue, you want to cancel, that's fine. The button, I can guarantee, the way I know Brother Ash, I saw it before when we had the 97 and the option to get out. It's right there. You can go cancel if you want. So we want to bring something different, our CEO at least, something ethical where people don't have to fear. We are not coercing people to do anything. We are not forcing anyone. It's just an invitation to come and see what we have. We have a model that we will benefit, we will win. You know, we say we are in it to win it. If you're in it, what does that mean? It means if you're in it, you will win it. So we are not here because we don't think we will win if we don't do anything else. We just need to be in to win. So why are we here, Sister Julie? Why are you and the leaders on the webinars every time trying to do meetings, take your time that you could be spending with your daughters and doing this? Is because you care and you have seen something that will benefit in humanity. Because Sister Julie, you're already a winner. Anyone in On Passive, even affiliates, not just founders, you are already a winner if you're in. Just do your part. Do your one-time, when the time comes, do your one-time subscription. Once you pay that, it's automated, the company takes over, and the rest is history. One time. And you get to choose what you want. I'm just giving an example. It could be whatever product you use. I canceled one of the webinars I had, Julie, and I used O Connect for a whole year. A whole year. I owe Ash. I used it for a whole year. I owe him. So this is where you will get some free products that you already use and pay for somewhere. But if you need income, come just subscribe out of pocket. You will understand as we spend time together. When you join, one time out of pocket, and then we'll explain the process, how the rest of it works, Sister Julie. Sorry, I probably gone off, but I get excited, Sister Julie. But that's my own passive story, and it's my passion.
I totally get it. And that's what we are. It's whatever we love, and we truly love on passive. And we just keep talking. We sleep with it. We think about it. We eat with it. And that's the joy. When you are passionate about something, you talk about it. You talk about it nonstop, and you share that joy. So, sister, I know that you are having some plan of the project. Obviously, you don't want to speak it out um, about it, even if that's what you want to. But I know that you do work some project. Tell us a little bit about that, please. Just tell us about that passion. Why did you come up with
So, for me, Sister Julie, once I understood on passive, first of all, I understood that there is no problem that needs finances that you really can't help. But you have to start somewhere. You have to have a plan. So far, what I notice is if I have a problem in my family, it means someone else has that same problem somewhere. And I shared with you how my mom went to hospital and she had this insurance and she needed eye care. They took care of one eye, and do you know, after that, they told her they couldn't do the other eye, which needed help, Sister Julie, because the insurance could only pay for one eye. I mean, the stories of what people go through out there. So we had to pay for the other eye. And I thought, how many people are having eye problems that they don't have money and they don't have children to come and take care of the other eye? I mean, this is just basic needs. Vision, that is so precious. And Sister Julie, I have to say, there's a group in Tanzania, and I'm from Kenya, but I have friends in East Africa everywhere. One brother, he's a missionary. He told me he went to this school, and in this school there are students who are getting punished by teachers because like they are not learning fast enough. And they were going there with the doctors, volunteer doctors, eye doctors. They were checking, vision in the students. And they found out so many of the students, Sister Julie, could not see. It's not that they are not smart. They basically couldn't see. Parents never knew to take them. They have no insurance. Those services are not until a child cannot literally see, Sister Julie. Then they tell their parents, Mommy, I can't see. Sometimes they are going blind. When these things can be prevented, so I want to speak to my people. There's somewhere we could start. We could work together with On Passive. I'm not sure how yet, Sister Julie, but I know you will guide, and that's why we have each other here. But part of my passion is just to do projects like that. Go to schools, find a team that can go check children, students' eyes, and give free glasses. Prescription glasses. I mean, I could go to the dollar store here and get glasses for $1, but these students, and they don't even know what's wrong. So that's one project. Another project I have in heart, I'll send you pictures I got, Sister Julie, of roads where they are so sharp and they are steepy, and you see these roads have no speed bumps. And you see women sitting on the side of the road selling tomatoes and bananas to go take care of their children. And a car comes, a vehicle comes and runs over. It's a sad story. And this is known, like it's in the news every time. Oh, today this happened. One person was injured, another lost their lives. And Sister Julie, nobody is taking time to build speed bumps. There's no guardrails. And these are some of the things I'm like, now those children, the parents were already selling tomatoes and bananas, Sister Julie, to go feed their kids. Now they are gone. What is the position for these kids now? Where are they? I mean, just losing a mother, that's enough, even if they want It wasn't a financial issue. So those are the things that I want to look at, Sister Julie, just to go. I have my cousins, they are waiting. Each one has some hospital we've already pinned out that when this goes live, you're going to stand out there and you're going to wait for patients and see who needs help. All of them need on passive. We already know that, but it's obvious when you can get some. So I personally did get a founder account when I found out how it works, Sister Julie, just to help those who won't be able to get that first subscription. Sister Julie, we lost your camera. Are you there, sis? So, okay, if Sister Julie can hear me, I see the clock is still running, but I'm just going to keep talking until Sister Julie comes. There you are, Sister Julie. You're muted, sis.
They're doing a fire tester for some reason, and it falls today, so they were at the door. So I'm just getting them. No worries. Sorry
Okay.
for the disruption. Keep telling your story, sis.
Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, I have cousins and friends who are I've already explained how On Passive works, and they are already on standby, Sister Julie. And I was saying when I found out how the system works, I found out that I could get a founder account that I can use to help those who don't have even $1, Sister Julie, to come in. So that is already there, and I just want people to identify who these people truly are that need help. So hospitals, schools, we have students. We just need 1 or 2 students in one school, because if we understand how On Passive works, when one student gets in, Sister Julie, it's gonna go viral. On Passive has value, and value sells itself. We don't have to market, it will go viral. And there's a proverb in Swahili. Swahili is my language, Sister Julie, the national language for Kenya. It says chema chajiuza, kibaya chajitembeza. That means a good thing sells itself, value sells itself. A bad one has to keep marketing and doing sales pitch. We're not going to do that in On Passive. We're just going to share our story. When a hospital sees patients, one patient will tell all the others. They will tell their community. So you just go take your candle, light the next candle, and that candle will roll on to the next. I can just see the beautiful light that comes from all of us founders, each one in their country, lighting up the world, and we'll do what we can do with God's help. So I'm excited, and those are just a few of what I have in mind, Sister Julie. There are many, we can't say them all here.
That's so beautiful, sister. And a lot of the story that you share, someone out there listening could relate it to it. A lot of the projects, the thoughts that you have, someone out there would probably thinking the same thing. So I've always think like this. If you have already invented the wheel, to take care of these patients out there that need an extra help, if you have already invented that wheel and you master and do everything to actually master that plan, you could always come and share with someone else out there. And that's what the community of On Passive is all about. We are getting together, we're focusing on ourselves, supporting ourselves, our passion, and then we think about other people. And once we think about other people, there's a lot of similar things that happen in life that we don't need to reinvent it anymore. We just need to share that with other people. And that can happen. That ripple effect can happen if all we need to do is take that action and take that kindness, share that kindness to the world, spread that kindness around. We do that by sharing the project, talking about it. And if you have the blueprint of the project, you actually can share that blueprint with others. Obviously, different countries, different cities, different towns has its own twists and turn, but we can take the core of it and share that to other people as well. And so I know time is limit. I know we're not doing the projects right now, but a lot of thinking, a lot of writing and planning are currently happen in our community as well. And so I'm looking forward for you to share that to the world, sister.
Yes, thank you, Sister Julie. Yes, I know time is running out, And I just want to tell those who are we're in a good place. I listened to Mary and Chris today talking about No More 360. So I know that we are very close. A lot of people, Sister Julie, they've been feeling discouraged because of the weight. People are in pain. But I just remember, no one wants this to start more than Brother Ash himself. He's the one taking the beating while we sleep. Let's just be patient. And Sister Julie, I know I shared a story where about a good thing takes time, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I shared a story with another sister about two men who were to build, and this is just to encourage anyone out there who's feeling like, oh my goodness, I can't wait. So basically, remember, what we have is built on a solid foundation. We've been in quick schemes, and that is why we are here today. I mean, look where we are. Where are we gonna go? So I shared a story that I always, my parents shared with me, and I share with my daughter too. It's about two men who were to build a house, and one man chose to build his house on the rock, and the other built a house on the sand. And the storms came, the floods came, the winds came, and the house that was on the rock stood firm. And the quick scheme, which was the one on the sand, fell apart. Now, I just want to say that On Passive is built on the rock. The story goes on to say that the man who built on the rock was the wise man, and the one who built on the sand is the foolish man. So I just want you to know that we have a wise CEO who loves people. We are built on heart. Just go Google, what does it mean when a business is built with heart? You will be amazed what you find. And that is truly what we are. And I tell you, this company, those who are in, we know this, that we've had the storms, we've had the floods, we've had the winds, the haters, the inflation, the competition. And I just want you to know that we have stood the test. How do I know? Because we have a CEO with integrity, and he has told us that we have overcome. Where other companies could have fallen, he stood, do or die. And that is what we want. On Passive, we are, Julie, Sister Julie, I want to say we are a movement with humanity as the ideology we have is to help humanity, make humanity better. And we need people who join us to understand that we are not just in here to enrich ourselves. That will be taken care of. But again, until you help humanity, it doesn't take you anywhere. Like I shared my story, you realize when I didn't have shoes in that picture, Sister Julia, I was still happy. So happiness is not really necessarily 100% a money thing, but we do have many problems that money can solve. You can be where I was without shoes in that picture, and I was still happy. But we can solve problems where we have people with health issues, we have people with no food. Now we had food. We had, even if it was one dress. So it's a movement. We have a different mindset. Just to think of what Brother Ash has done to get people to just switch their mind from, I just want to get a big house, a big car, 7 cars, one for each day of the week, to everybody that you meet as a founder just talking about humanity. That is a true movement, and not everybody can get people to actually do that. So just join us. Come see for yourself. Don't go do the whisper down the lane. Come to the source. Come see our website. It'll be on soon. Our ecosystem should be here soon. Look for yourself. And then if you like what you see, join us. I know you will if you come in like I did. And if not, it's free will. It's out of love. If it's out of love, love does not force. It just invites. So just join us and let's be excited together. Let's give humanity hope. Sister Julie, someone says that death is not the greatest loss in life. It's what dies inside you while you're still alive. And there are a lot of people who are alive, but inside they are dying. Disappointment, children are sick. You understand what I mean? I don't have to list. Every family has people who are dying, but they're still walking. So let's just bring hope and let's lift up humanity. And then we will know that we did something for humanity, and that's what we'll take out of this world at the end of the day. So thank you, Sister Julie.
Well said, sister. I love you. Thank you so much for your heart, for your sharing today. A lot of things that you share has a lot of meaning to it, and I believe that there are people out there listening to our conversation feel related to you. I know that you will do well. You will enjoy the company with your daughter before she go on boarding school. However, but you have the joy of being a mom, of being on Pacifian, being here. And so, congratulations to all of us, because I believe and I know for the fact that whatever that we have received on passive is greater than whatever we've building in years and years of our life. And so, looking forward for the new phase, looking forward for the new things that's coming into on passive, and then there's no other place we'd rather be except here with each other, because here is people can find love, people can see the values, and people can actually touch it, feel it, and experiencing it as well. So great conversation, sister. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And we will continue this journey together, and we're all in it to win it together.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate you too again. And thanks again to our viewers. And join us. Let's be all one movement. And we just are excited to share. We cannot stop sharing, Sister Julie. There's a song saying, I said I wasn't going to tell anybody, but I couldn't keep it to myself. I sing that song every day.
I love it. Can we hear a little bit of it? Literally
Well,
putting you on the spot now.
it goes this way. Said I wasn't gonna tell anybody, but I couldn't keep it to myself. No, no, couldn't keep it to myself. No, couldn't keep it to myself. Said I wasn't gonna tell anybody, but I couldn't keep it to myself. What the Lord has done for me. So I'm gonna tell the world what God has
Oh my
done
gosh, that
for
was
them.
so beautiful. Thank you. You give me goosebumps now. That was a beautiful, beautiful voice you have.
Thank
Aw,
you.
sister, thank you so much. I want to reach out and just give you a big hug. Thank you so much for being here. I have to hold my computer, so I couldn't reach out, but send you lots of love.
Yes, sis, I love you too, sis.
I
Thank you
love
to our viewers. Let's all
you.
go tell everybody.
Yes. Thank you,
Love you.
everyone, for watching. Take care. We're looking forward to hear from our CEO. As you understand, we have had, was it 2 years of wonderful on Passive 360. That is where we all coming in and listen to Marty, Chris, and Red share update, and we hear from our on Passive CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, as well. As of today, on Passive 360, it's done. We close out that phase. We're looking forward for the next phase coming up. So everyone, stay close, stay very close. And as Lily said, make sure you'll come straight to the source. Because if you go and do the whisper, like they call it the Chinese whisper, when you hear it, it's probably not going to be the correct news. So, yes, stay close, stay true to the source, and most important of all, stay true to ourselves. All right. Take care, sister. I love you. Stay well. Yes, I'm going to send you hearts. And everyone else, please be safe. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching.